guys, welcome back. Here we are again. We are looking at Avpt stock. This is something which we actually looked at last week, and again we are looking at this company again today. We have some news. Again, some of you may know of this, some of you may not. It was something that we found out late last week, but I'm just reminding you guys of it going forwards into this week, because again, some of you may not know of it, some of you may as well. But on top of that, we are also looking at how the share price has moved throughout the last week, and then giving some of my personal thoughts and opinions on this company going forwards into next week. If you may enjoy that, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. It would be appreciated, guys. We have hit 12.5k subscribers. We are 50% of the way now to 25k, which really is amazing, and I think that we can continue this growth. So please do make sure to press that subscribe button, but also remember, this is not financial advice, it is just my personal opinion. You can join us on Twitter, link is hopefully in the description. If not, you can just type in N2S Finance on Twitter at N2S Finance, and you can also join us on Patreon, link to that is in the description. And what is also in the description is the link to our website called Markets Daily. I will post a lot of this information in a short, easy to read form if you do want to consume it that way. So this is going to be an article on Avpt later tonight, hopefully, if not early tomorrow. So that will be coming out alongside a lot more. Link is in the description, or you can type in markets-daily.com. Anyway, let's jump in now and have a look at this news that we do have about the company. So this is a really good price target, and again, some of you guys may know of this. This was published late last week, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But so far we have one analyst which has given a price target of $15 on this stock. So you can see the low is 15, the high is 15. So they generally speaking think this is going to hit 15. So let's have a look at who this actually is. When we go over here, we can see very clearly who this is. We have this article which was published only a few days ago on July the 16th on Yahoo Finance, which states that Evercore initiates coverage on an Avpt stock with outperform rating, sees 53% upside. Let's have a look at what they're talking about very quickly down here. We'll get into this in a bit more detail, but basically Evercore states that this company will give this company an outperform rating and a price target of $15, which would bring the price up by 52.91%. And that really would be remarkable if that could happen. I think it is completely possible in my personal opinion. Let's have a look at who Evercore actually is. Evercore Inc., formerly known as Evercore Partners, is a global independent investment banking advisory firm founded back in 1995. So you can see that they have been around for quite a while, and this is one of their predictions from what I can tell. Basically, going into the article a bit further, we can see that they think that Avpt really can see some decent growth. They go on to speak about what this company does down here and how they can see this company with a Microsoft certified gold partner with about 7 million global users, increasing its penetration of the growing Microsoft 365 user base as it rides the cloud tsunami to deliver over 25% CAGR over 2021 into 2025. So last week, Avpt CEO TJ Jiang, I believe that is, spoke about Microsoft partnership SaaS earnings in an exclusive interview on Bazinga's SPAC Attack show. So we can see here that basically price action of Avpt has been trading higher by 3.71% to 977 on the last day of trading, which was clearly quite a while ago at the time of reading this article. But obviously at the time of publishing, this was correct. I think this really is good information. Again, if you do want to have a bit more of a read in detail about why they think this can hit so high, I will publish a bit more about this on my website, markets-daily.com, hopefully later tonight. But I think this is definitely possible, and there is a simple reason for this. If we look into Avpt and who they are as a company, Avpt, the potential really is there for this company and their share price to soar. Now, I spoke about this in a little bit of detail in my last video, and as I mentioned, that fundamental analysis will be coming out pretty soon, but I think this company can see some decent growth. The revenue figures are very good. The amount of users that they have is very good. And I can see all of this adding up as more and more people use Microsoft 365. More and more people will probably buy this company's products, and I think that will definitely have a hopeful impact on the company's revenue and subsequently, hopefully, on the company's share price as well. So I think a lot is going on with this business. I think they have a really interesting strategy which has allowed them to see big growth in the past. They've been around for a very long time. I think all of these factors do add up to mean that yes, this price target of about $15 could be quite accurate. And actually, when we zoom out to about the 1 year chart, we can see that back in January, we can see the price of this stock being valued at $16.95. So the share price definitely has been there in the past. It is not impossible that we can get back up there. It's not like they're saying this stock is going to hit $100. They're only saying they can hit 15, and it's not like it is a region that we have not been to before. We've been there quite recently, only back in January. I think it's absolutely possible that in the next year or two we could get there once again. So as I always say personally, I think AVPT is a good hold from a fundamental standpoint. I think the share price could potentially dip a bit lower, and we'll get into that in just a second, but I think fundamentally the company is quite strong. I think price targets like this are quite fantastic, and it shows that a lot of other people do also have hope in the business. Now once more, I don't think this is a short-term hold. I cannot see this company exploding in price overnight. I think it is hopefully going to be a slower and more steady amount of growth which will happen over a more long-term period. I think that would be okay for this business. They have been around for a very long time, they have a lot of potential. I think this will reflect in the share price as time does go on. And again, we were valued all the way up there at $60 plus just a few months ago. The price has gone down, people were a bit less interested in SPACs, but I think that interest is potentially slowly coming back. It just has not hit AVPT. So I think AVPT is a company which people have often overlooked when they look to SPACs, because people often look to these electric car companies and things like that, which is completely fantastic as well. But I think this really is a company that does have that potential. We could see a decent increase in price. I think people are forgetting that. But I think more long term, this also could be beneficial, as we could see a bigger jump in company share price, over the more long term, as people have forgotten about it now, and they may actually notice this stock as time does go on in the future. Anyway, let's have a look at the technicals for last week and then give some of my thoughts on that. So we'll start off here on the 1-day chart, where we can see how things have been moving. We finished off on Friday at a price of 9.47. We can see that we were basically almost exactly on the moving average for the day, but that's not too bad. We can see an RSI figure down here of about 54, so quite neutral, and we are seeing this MACD trend, which was quite negative, actually pick itself up ever so slightly. Again, it's still not doing too decently, but we can see how that one has been moving. Down here on the 5-day, we can see that the RSI figure will actually remove the Bollinger Bands for now. We can see that the RSI figure is at 43, so ever so slightly to the oversold. Again, 50 is neutral, so 43 really is not oversold yet, but it is more towards the oversold side than it is towards the overbought. But definitely not oversold, still quite neutral in my opinion. We are seeing a moving average figure of 966 and a share price, as I mentioned, of about 947. So moving average is still above that. We can see that is potentially due to this decrease in price towards the end of the day, which brought us down by a decent amount, and again the moving average just did not keep up on the 5-day chart. So let's have a look at the 1 month. We can see a 1 month figure down here of about 1081, and again the share price is still at 945. Again, this is going to be lagging behind as it is a average over the past 50 days or so. Now we can see that MACD trend is changing down to the bearish side, which really is not very good, and again it is indicating that we are seeing a bearish trend, and that has been reflected in the share price over the past month or so, as we have seen a small amount of growth, but it really did not remain, and the price did continue to drop ever since these highs up here of 12.38. We have fallen all the way down to the $9 range. Now what is interesting down here on the 1 month is that the RSI is hitting 27. Now bear in mind guys, if this hits 20 it would be considered to be oversold, so 27 really is coming very close to the oversold side, so we definitely could be seeing this stock in the oversold quite soon. So again, we are seeing quite a lot of selling pressure, not too much buying on the stock, and now we are seeing quite a high rate of oversold, as we are coming down to 27, only 7 points away from being oversold. And again, these figures are shown a bit more clearly down here. We are seeing that moving average again at 1081. We can see the MACD trend a bit more clearly, and it is very bearish down here. We had a bit of an uptick here as we saw a bit more growth coming down from this price of $9.99 all the way up here to the $12.38 range. But yeah, that did not last, and now we have seen this MACD fall off a cliff basically, and we are severely in the red. So let's see what happens into next week. Some of my personal thoughts going into next week: I think it is hopefully going to be quite a flat week. I think it's absolutely possible that we could see a bit more red, but I think it would be nice to see this one neutralize in the $9 range. I think as long as we can see this one neutralize in the $9 range, I would be comfortable with it, but if we dip a bit lower, that would not be very good. Bear in mind this was a SPAC stock, so again, when it was a SPAC, it was valued about $10 anyway, so to see this one hit 945 is quite unfortunate, so hopefully we can remain above there. Now we saw a price low down here of $9.99. So again, $9.99 down here was a previous level of support that we have found. We haven't found it down here as we have dropped lower than that, but hopefully we can find one pretty soon, hopefully at $9.40 or somewhere around there. But we do not have a previous support at this range. So it will be really interesting to see what does happen with the stock's price over the next 5 days. Again, tell me your thoughts down below. Do you think the stock is going to rise? Do you think it's going to fall into the next week? I really want to know what you think about this company. So thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you'll be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.